Hi everybody. I just got back from a long afternoon of gardening with my mom. And my mom's a pretty good gardener. She knows how to start seedlings and grow them into really beautiful, thriving plants. I, on the other hand, am not a great gardener. I tend to plant things and they die. So I had a lot to learn about planting today. And I want to show you a few pictures from my day where we looked at the little seedlings and I got to know a little bit more about how to make plants grow and thrive. So while I was at my mom's, I noticed that she started all the seeds inside so that she could keep them warm on those cold days and cold nights. She kept them inside for weeks and weeks. She moved them into slightly bigger containers as the plants grew. Then, when they had really good roots on them, she moved them into even bigger containers. Then she moved them outside when the weather got warm, but she still kept a plastic lid over them to keep them warm and moist. Now she's going to move them into raised garden beds, and she's putting them in these garden beds so that they're protected from the rabbits and the deer. And she can move the raised garden beds into the most sunny spot of her yard. So as I was driving home from my mom's, I thought about all of the details of the day. I thought about how amazing it was that she started the seedlings in her house to protect them from the cold, how she took them from a small container to a slightly bigger one to an even bigger one. And I thought about how only now did she bring them outside, but she still keeps them covered, and how she also has these beautiful raised garden beds for these little plants to move into. So as I thought about the details of the day, I realized there was a pattern. All of the details were related to taking special care of plants in order to make them thrive. So when you're thinking about the details in your topic, you want to be thinking about, what do all the details show? What is the pattern in the details? That will help you think about the main idea. Okay, so I think we're ready to try this work out with a small piece of text. And we're going to take a look at a section of text about baby gorillas. As we're reading, we're going to be looking for patterns in the details. So let's take a look. Baby gorillas. A gorilla mother usually has only one baby at a time. Weighing only 4 to 5 pounds, about 2 kilograms, gorilla newborns are even smaller than most human babies. At first, the mother carefully holds and carries her baby. But in a couple of months, the baby is strong enough to hold onto its mother's hair. Then it learns to ride on her back. The baby can walk at 5 or 6 months, but for moving through the forest, riding on the mother's back is safer. The young gorilla learns by watching older gorillas and by playing with other youngsters. It stops drinking its mother's milk when it is about 3 years old, but it stays close to its mother until it is at least 4. Gorillas become adults when they are 7 or 8. Then they are ready to leave their family group. The caption on the bottom says, "This western lowland gorilla baby is holding tightly to her mother." Now remember, we're looking for patterns in the details. So let's take a look. I see here that it says the mother carefully holds and carries her baby. I can also see that the baby holds on to its mother's hair, and that in the forest, they ride on the mother's back for safety. I can see a pattern developing already between the mother and the baby. I can also see that the baby relies on the mother's milk and stays close to its mother until it's at least 4. So I'm thinking the main point of this part has to do with the mother's connection with the baby. But what is the connection? I see something about holding on to the mother's hair, especially in the forest where it's safer. I can also see that they have to stay close until they're at least 4. And being close means they must be safe. So I think the main idea has to do with the baby and the mother having a close connection so that the baby can stay safe. So whenever you're trying to determine the main idea, you want to look for patterns in the details. What is the main point that all of the details add up to? What is the big idea or the main idea that the details point to. Okay, so let's talk about your assignment for today. In the attachments, you're going to find a piece of nonfiction informational text. You're going to read that short piece of text, and as you're reading, you're going to think about, what do all of the details tell me about the main idea, the main point that the author is trying to teach me? Then you're going to find the chart that I've also included in the attachments. You're going to use the chart to collect 3 details from the text. You're going to write the 3 details in the boxes and then determine the main idea that the author was trying to teach you. And you're going to write that in the bottom of the chart and then submit. Enjoy your learning today, and I look forward to your assignment.